Welcome back to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. So listen responsibly.
It's the best of the best. It's the one and only DJ Ice, Louisville's coldest DJ.
I ain't scared of you, motherfucker.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. So listen responsibly.
It's the best of the best. It's the one and only DJ Ice, Louisville's coldest DJ.
Good evening, welcome to Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. I am Carl Price, your host. Thanks for joining me tonight. You kind of caught me with my mouth full. It's me and Paul Mullins again tonight, and we're going to talk about three things. He is obsessed with Monique's visit to Club Shay Shay, so we're going to let him talk about that. Full disclosure, so I'm not going to be biased here tonight. I was I was a guest at one point back in 2009 or 2010. I think it was 2009 because 10 I had cancer. 2009 on the Monique show. So, there's a small affinity with me and Monique, but I just believe she was whining on Club Shay Shay. But Paul and I are going to talk about that. We're going to give our Super Bowl predictions tonight as well. Mine is no secret, but I'll let that out of the bag when the time is right. And then we're going to talk about something that makes Paul Mullins extremely uncomfortable. It is how much time is too long for oral before you get to the nitty gritty. That's adult content. So when I come back and you see the adult content on there, that's what that's all about. So we're going to dive right into this show so we won't be here all night because the weather's decent outside. The Cardinals beat the number 12 team tonight. That is the Lady Cars. Let's be specific with that. Anyway, I'm Carl Price. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back after this quick break, and then we're going to dive right into these topics.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price. You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
All right, welcome back to Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. I am Carl Price, your host. I don't look like I really want to look tonight. I hope y'all are okay with that. So I'm gonna kind of darken that up a little bit. Anyway, why are you always laughing, Paul? Anyway, I'm here tonight with Paul Mullins. How you doing, Brother Mullins?
I'm good.
Okay, good. It's good to have you here tonight. We're devoid of name tags tonight, so hopefully those people who are watching have watched us long enough that they know. But anyway, for those of you who have tuned in, I want y'all to know that we are going to have an adult discussion right at about 9:30 if we stay on time, because we think that discussion is going to be a little explosive. But
Put your kids to bed.
put your kids to bed. Don't let them listen to what it is we're going to talk about, because we are going to talk about something that I think resonates with everybody. Okay? Paul's laughing. Paul's got the biggest kick out of it. But anyway, So Paul, let's dive into this. I guess we can start with let's start with the Super Bowl predictions. Let's start with the Super Bowl predictions. So many of you know that Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we should be in Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay. Um, okay. So to my remote producer and engineer, I'm letting you know, Lamont, yes, I connected the link. I'm not sure what's going on. Everything seemed to go through with the restream, right? And all of that. So but let me talk. So yes, I did connect it. I'm not sure where the hang up is at this point. But anyway, the Super Bowl. Right, I would love to have seen the Baltimore Ravens or the Cleveland Browns there in the Super Bowl, but we have the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. We're going to get predictions. I'm going to give my predictions tonight, and I'm going to start them off. And Paul, you can criticize me if you want. You can tell me that I'm not a Mahomes fan, but I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. I think that this is the 49ers' year. Now that Baltimore's not there, and I think the 49ers are going to do it. Your take.
They beat Baltimore. Now that Baltimore's not there, number one, and Baltimore beat San Francisco, it's an illogical leap. Remember 2 weeks ago? Now I'm a Ravens fan. You know that I'm a Ravens fan, and I wanted the Ravens to beat Mahomes, and I predicted that they would beat him by 3 points. But what did I say? What did you remember? What I said 2 weeks ago about Kansas City?
I do.
I said it's the
I
only
think we
team.
bet $1. I owe you $1.
Yes, I said it's the only team that I'm afraid of because of Patrick Mahomes. He's the Michael Jordan of our time for football. And
Right.
I don't like Kansas City. I'm not a Patrick Mahomes fan, but he's still an outstanding player. There's no way I would bet against him.
I can't do that.
So
Okay.
I'm going with Kansas City.
So you're gonna go with Kansas City. You're gonna go with Kansas City because you believe, like you said. I'm looking at these comments. Bang bang gang this weekend. Okay, Lanita Baker, you're gonna have to tell us what that is.
She said it's going to be an exciting game, basically.
Oh yeah, it is gonna be it's gonna be a very exciting game. But I think the 49ers are gonna pull it out. I just think they're gonna pull. Yeah, Lanita says the 49ers. I think so too, Lanita. And then Sierra Lynn, you know who that is?
Yeah.
She is saying, hello, Paul. Hey,
So,
Paul.
hey, Sarah, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I'm
Greetings. You guys know I'm conspiracy theorist. I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs due to political.
so
49ers, according to Island, the 40. I don't know. Do we have time? Do we have space to put those comments up?
So for political reasons, they're saying that it's that there's conspiracies going around the internet that the NFL wants Kansas City to win because of the Taylor Swift connection, and Taylor Swift is also promoting supposedly a new Marvel movie. So there's a big conspiracy that it's all connected, and football's rigged. Now you've heard football's rigged in the NFL for who knows how long. I'm not a believer in that.
Well, apparently, she greets herself. She greets us as her. She tells us that she is the conspiracy theorist, and she believes that the Kansas City
Well,
49ers, Kansas City 49ers,
There you
Kansas
go.
City Chiefs are going to win. And okay, but I'm not sure if I actually understand that, because I understand, Dr. Pruitt, that a lot of people who like the Orange Man don't really like Taylor Swift. So
Who's
maybe
the
you can
Orange
enlighten
Man?
us before before we go off the air tonight, and before we get into our explosive content, right at about 9:30, 9:35. But anyway, Paul. So I'll tell you why I think the 49ers are going to do it.
Okay.
I think it's time for Purdy. I think he's going to be revved up. Don't interrupt me. I'm going to give you a chance. I think he's going to be revved up for the game, and I think that we're going to see a very, very good game. I'm not sure, Alvin, if Kansas City is 38, 49 is 33. I'm not sure about that. I think it is going to be probably a high scoring game, but I think the high scoring is going to be done by 49ers. Kansas City still has some issues, as we know. Didn't impact them with the Baltimore Ravens, but let's be real about the game a couple of weeks ago, right? Baltimore Ravens really beat themselves.
Well, they
I
have
mean, Zay Flowers gets to the goal line. He fumbles the ball. It becomes a touchback. all of that for nothing. And then Lamar throws an interception into three defenders.
He threw it at one person on his team, but there's three other people around who
from
weren't
Kansas
on his team.
City. Didn't make any sense.
Yeah, but you're discounting the fact that Kansas City has a good defensive team, and the stats back it up. They're in the top 5 in defense, and you still have, and whether they're in the top 5 offense, it doesn't matter. They have Patrick Mahomes, and I said this to you last time. I'm not a fan, but he always makes stuff happen. Don't know how it happens. He always, if it's the end of the game, do you want Lamar Jackson, who I love, as your quarterback, or do you want Patrick Mahomes? I don't think it's close. So at the end of the day, we were talking about a game that involves the highest amount of scrutiny and spectacle. Kansas City's been there before. They've 4 Super Bowls in the last 5 years? That's crazy. Yeah. So they got the experience. The only person to beat him in a Super Bowl was Tom Brady, who happened to win 7 others. I mean, so if you're a betting man, like I said last time, I'm not gonna bet against Kansas City. I don't even like Kansas City, but if I'm gonna go put my money up on a team, I'm betting on Kansas City. So they have the defense. Brock Purdy is your leader to beat Patrick Mahomes. I might be wrong, but I don't see it.
I understand where you're coming from, but I'm just of the belief that when Purdy plays a good game, he plays a good game. He didn't play a good game against the Ravens this year. But when he plays a good game, I think it's his year. And I think the 49ers are back on top in the Super Bowl.
So hope and prayers.
I just don't think Kansas City has it. Obviously, they have the talent and the know-how to win a Super Bowl. They've won 2 or 3. 2?
2. If they win this one, it'll be the 3rd. But the question is they have the best quarterback in the league, the best tight end in the league, and the best fan of all. So they should win. So tell me why you think, what is it that you think that the San Francisco 49ers have that is so much better than what Baltimore had? What do they have that's going to put them over the top in a big game like that?
First of all, I think their defense is top notch.
No, it's not.
Number one. Well, okay.
It's not.
Okay. I think they have a pretty good defense. And I think their offense is perennial. I really do. Now, I understand you're going to say in comparison to Kansas City, maybe that's not the case. But
so I like Alvin's prediction of 38 points for Kansas City, but I'm going with more like
somebody else. Alvin Brown. Alvin Brown said, "Amen, Paul. KC defense is good." Yeah. What did Dr. Pure say about Taylor Swift there? Let's see. It says,
stop picking on Taylor, y'all. Stop picking on Taylor.
It says, the talk about Taylor Swift and Usher being at the Super Bowl is about us ushering out of the Swift financial system and ushering in the gold standard financial system. We are moving to the gold standard. Athletics is political.
Yeah. That's another conspiracy. Okay, so.
That's another what, Paul?
Another conspiracy theory. I don't know. I mean, people should leave Taylor Swift alone because, first of all, she's the number one. I ain't gonna say number one, but she's one of the top entertainers across the world. So why wouldn't they focus in or at least show that she's at a football game for an NFL broadcast? That makes no sense. If Biden went to the football game, if Trump went to the football game, if Obama went to the football game, you don't think they'd be focusing in on saying, how is he enjoying the game? That's just the dumbest thing for people to think, that they pay too much attention to her. If the Prince of England or Wales or somebody, no, not Charles, is he dead? But if somebody from
Charles is not.
Okay, well, he's on
dead. Charles has cancer.
Okay,
he just got diagnosed with cancer. He's not dead. Don't die.
Okay,
don't kill him yet, Paul.
He'll survive.
We have a murderer in the studio, y'all. A murderer of King Charles.
It wouldn't be
a murderer of King Charles in the studio. But go ahead.
Murdered in one word. But anyway, if he came to the game, they would focus on him.
Okay, you can't go by other teams that have been beaten, like the Ravens beat 49ers, doesn't matter. This is a separate game. It will be a low-scoring game. If they get into the 30s, San Francisco will win. That's our friend Lanita Baker.
Okay.
And she believes it. But anyway, just for the sake of time, because we want to get to this adult discussion tonight, which we've never had on Conscious Fever, but y'all know Conscious Fever is pretty much foundation on ratchet content. So we're going to get to some of that. Anyway, I'm going to Right after this quick break, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about Monique and her visit to Club Shay Shay. Be right back. Producer might be still in training. All right, good evening. I shouldn't say that. I've already said that, right? On Conscious Fever. Anyway, welcome back to Conscious Fever, Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. Of course, I'm Carl Price, your host. Tonight's guest again / co-host is Paul Mullins. He comes by here to annoy us. We're talking about Monique on Club Shay Shay. Monique on Club Shay Shay. Right now, I know there is a and let me just set this up for everybody, okay? Paul is just all into Monique. I mean, if he had the chance, he would probably go down or something like that. He's just loving Monique about now because he thought she was so genuine on Club Shay Shay. Now, my take on Monique is that Monique is whining again like she did, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And quite candidly, I met Monique also. I've met Monique, I'm not only on her show, but I met Monique out at the Soul Train Music Awards out in Los Angeles when I was doing that Divine Nine thing. So anyway.
Did you tell her she was a whiner when you met her?
She wasn't a whiner at that time. She was actually a rising star at the NAACP.
Until Oprah shut her down. Oprah shut her down.
Anyway, Paul, you are loving this. There's something on, it was set at 2:06. And do we need to play that clip?
In the interview.
Is this interview?
This interview.
Why don't we just show the people the interview? I want you all to check this out, and then we'll be right back and talk about it.
Mm-hmm. They said, Mo, we let him know, talking about the head nigga in charge, we let him know. He just said, okay, and walked away. I said, he what? He just said, okay, and walked away. The trailers blew up. Did Will Packer reach out to anybody? I can't say he didn't reach out to me and say, hey, is everything okay?
2 hours and 6 minutes.
Did you lose anything? Is everything good? The only thing they wanted to know from me was, where was Aunt May's wigs? Where are those wigs?
Can I come over?
Nobody asked, not the studio, not Will Packer, not nobody.
Wow.
Said, are you good? Did you lose anything?
Right.
I said, the wigs blew up in the explosion.
Right.
So to understand what we have to deal with, and to understand most people are too afraid to say it out loud, that we are being mistreated. This is not right.
Right.
So if that means y'all don't want to play with me, I don't want to play with you either. Let's be clear. I don't want to play with somebody that don't care if I've blown up.
Okay, Paul.
Yep. Back on.
What is she talking about there?
All right, so that's the end of the interview, but this interview is about a contract dispute, if you want to call it that she had with Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry. When she was a rising star, as you say, she had her own show. She had Kings and Queens of Comedy. She was, on the comedy circuit. She had a show called, was it called Monique or something?
Yeah, the Monique show.
She had the Monique show.
Which she had Monique on as a hit series.
Yes, a TV show as well.
And then she had the Monique show.
So she did the movie Precious. And in doing movie Precious, she had signed with a lesser known and independent director. And he paid her $50,000 to do Precious. Now that movie went on to make $47 million. And she didn't complain about what she agreed to accept this payment from the independent company because it was a small movie and they didn't know it was going to blow up. Had a small budget. But then when Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey had it, they wanted to ship it over to France and Europe in the Cannes Festival, and they wanted her to promote the film. And she said, I didn't sign a contract to promote the film there. I signed a
just being anti.
Well, you can
So
call
she's
it
just
that.
been anti. So and that's the problem.
She got-
Okay,
hold on,
let's look
she
at
got
some of these
50
comments
she
up
got
here. Let's some of these
$50,000.
comments up. So, well, first of all, let me go back to one of Lanita's comments.
Uh-oh.
She said, and this is an interesting discussion, always a good discussion to have. They didn't give that same attention to Simone Biles attending Green Bay in the same way that they show Swift. Just saying.
I don't know.
It's always a race.
Simone Biles is not as popular as Taylor Swift. I'm not gonna make this an issue like that. I mean, Taylor Swift, whether you like her or not, you can't deny her popularity. So again, Simone Biles is not Taylor Swift.
Okay, and that's your say. Anyway, so let's go back to the tape real quick. Let me just play that part that you wanted to hear.
What if we were in those trailers? What do y'all say to my family? What do you say?
206.
So, with Precious,
2 hours
I
and
owed
6
no
minutes.
one anything.
Right.
With Almost Christmas, I owed you nothing. However, I did it because we had a relationship with a brother named David Talbert.
Right.
And we didn't want to send him through no drama, no nothing, so we went along with it. Other than that, Shannon Sharp, there is no one that can say, that will sit in my face or my husband's face and say, we had a bad experience with
What
it.
is she whining about?
You're not in quite the right space there, but in the interview, and again, people can. It's a 2 hour interview, and I know that it's hard to find the exact spot in there, but it doesn't matter. If you watch the interview, and I know you watched a little bit of it, and we don't have to spend all
I
our
read
time.
that you
but
said you
basically,
read
when I
this
watched
is
the
a
interview,
chapter.
I got the gist that she felt like she was wronged by the industry, and because she spoke out about it, just like in the
Of
same manner
forgiveness.
that the other person that was on Club Shay Shay, when he spoke out, he's saying basically you get blackballed in the industry. And we can say that that happens in every type of business, every type of industry, but this is what she did. All she did was call out. She said, basically, when I did not agree to do the extra stuff that they wanted me to do, they started blackballing me and started spreading a rumor that, well, she's hard to work with. And all she was like was, I agreed to do a promotion. I did it. Now you're asking me to do something else. I don't have to do that. And I'm like, I feel that. So
What
in
you
the
said,
industry,
Paul, I don't know what that is.
in the industry, they expect you to do more than what you contract for. And all she's saying is, if you write me a contract and I agree to take $50,000 that made you 50 million, don't get mad at me when I say I won't do some more extra stuff for free. I get that. I mean, can y'all imagine this lady won an Oscar for that role, and she got paid $50,000, and they wouldn't pay her any more extra money to keep promoting the film? That's just stupid. That's just stupid. They made 50 million. Okay, 47 million. Let's be exact. They made 47 million off the movie. She got 50,000.
Says she is disgruntled.
Well, she might be, but wouldn't you be?
That's what Alvin said. Alvin said she is disgruntled and bitter from being dissed.
I mean, but wouldn't you be?
No,
Wouldn't you be? I mean, wouldn't you be?
I think everybody would be, but here's the problem. The question is whether the dissing was legitimate or not. I mean,
Well,
some
Carl,
may say that there's no legitimacy
Let me give you an
when
example.
you're dissing somebody, but I think Monique
let me give you an
burned some bridges.
Okay,
And
maybe she did.
anywhere you go in America, you burn bridges.
You get people blackballed.
They're gonna, yeah. Well, I mean, well, I don't know
But
about
let
blackballing.
me-
I
let
don't
me
like
ask-
that
let me
racial
ask you-
term, but I'm just saying. But what happens is that there are some consequences.
Well, let me ask you this question. What if somebody came in your office and agreed to pay you a fee, and you gave them a really low fee? Let's say $500 to do maybe work that turned out to be $5,000 worth of work. But you did it because you agreed to pay $500. And then after you did that, they kept expecting you to do more than what they were already compensated for.
That's her version.
Okay, but okay.
I mean, that's her version. You know, it's easy to go from the club.
You said it's her version, but she also
I mean, it's
said
her version.
she also said this. She said, if I violated a contract, why ain't nobody sued me? Like obviously, if they thought she violated the contract, so
Nobody wants to hear Monique whine. They
Okay.
all signed up for what they got in Hollywood. That's what Dr. Pruitt says.
But that's
I
not.
agree with you, Dr. Pruitt.
But that's not what happened. She's saying that when she didn't agree to do something above and beyond her contract, then they blackballed her.
That's her version.
Well, she also says that she recorded, in Club Shay Shay, he said he heard it. They recorded Tyler Perry acknowledging that he did it, and then he got mad because she recorded him. He said, well, if I didn't record it, you would have never admitted it. So they recorded his...
So what's her issue with Tyler Perry?
That after she did all the promoting in the United States that she agreed to do, they wanted her to fly out to France or somewhere and do it for another week.
Well, okay, so maybe I'm missing something. What is Tyler Perry's connection to Precious?
Because the film was made by an independent producer, and
she's Tyler Perry come in.
I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
It was made with an independent producer, but the big wigs bought the film. And she said, I agreed to promote it on behalf of the independent producer, not the big wigs. So the big wigs came in and made money by their distribution because they got more money and stuff to spread it. And she said, well, I didn't sign up with you. I signed up.
Represented the same to black musicians back in the day. Ray Charles was paid cash for every performance. Monique agents failed her.
Right.
Well, he said it's the agents. It's not Monique.
Well, it's not. But you keep saying it's the agents. Monique is saying.
Alvin said it's the agents.
Right, but I'm saying, but you said it too. But Monique's saying I fulfilled my contract, and now you're asking me to do something above and beyond my contract. And when I say no, that's fine. But you don't go behind my back and say, well, she's hard to work with. Don't give her a job anywhere. She said every time she went to. Okay, I know.
Listen,
Steven.
I sympathize with Monique.
I think it's wrong.
But we work in a legal system where sometimes, if we get a request from a judge, knowing that we don't have to do, sometimes you're in arraignment court and circuit court and the criminal call of the docket, and the judge says, would you stand in on this? You're not going to say no, right? You're not going to say no. And so when Monique went to that Hollywood community, Monique, I don't know. I just think
she basically felt like
Monique has been whining for about 10 years. And I sympathize with what the issues that she's gone through. Everything was taken away from her.
All right, well, let me ask you a question.
She needed money from Kevin Hart. She got a lot from Kevin Hart. And somebody said, stay away from her. Kevin Hart, stay away from her. I mean, I get it. I understand that. But I think
the movie you did, and
I think it's a lot of, let me just say this. A lot of black women went to Hollywood and they're doing okay. And I know there's a lot that went to Hollywood and didn't go okay. Why is it just Monique?
She's saying they're doing exactly what Cat Williams was talking about. They go sell out and do everything and jump and wear a dress. Remember he said that? And she said, because I didn't want to do that, then all of a sudden I get blackballed.
I think Monique is a little bit different from Cat Williams. Monique hasn't said anything new with this interview. Thank you, Juanita.
That's true.
It sounds like I haven't watched it yet, but plan to. But so far, this is the same stuff she's been saying. Exactly.
Why do people?
Thank you.
Why do people?
Thank you, Lanita. Exactly. That's what she's been saying all along.
But so I think that the way she was done is okay.
No, I don't know that she was done the way that she says. That's her narrative. I think that.
Well, okay. What do you think she did then?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Because the narrative. Here's what I'm saying.
Here's what I'm saying. Is that she's hard to work with.
Here's what I'm saying. We have a legal system in this country. If you feel like you were done wrong, you can go sue. Just like she says she's never been sued for breach of contract. She's never sued anybody for breach of contract either in that scenario that she's talking about. So what I gather from that is that, they asked her to do some things that probably the contract didn't call for. It wasn't anything degrading. And, and she opted not to do it. It's just like when we're standing in court and the judge asks us to stand in for a criminal defendant that we don't know just for arraignment. Most of us would not say, no, judge, the hell with you. I'm not going to do that, right? Because it's just, and it's not right or it's not wrong. It's not right or wrong for us to do it or for us not to do it, but it's just the way it is. I think Monique went out there, pissed some people off after she had gotten to a certain level, and she's dealing with it now.
Well, but again, I can see why she would deal with it if I was the main attraction on a movie that made $50 million and you paid me $50,000 and asked me to do extra work on top of that. Screw you.
Okay. Well, Paul, we have talked a lot about Monique. On the other side of this, I don't want any of y'all to go away. Please don't go away. We have a very interesting question tonight. And then we're going to come back and deal with it. Can you show them the question on my screen? Okay, so here's the question tonight.
What's the question?
Question for the last 30 minutes is going to be this, if we can see it. How long is too long for oral? before the nitty gritty. Now, I don't need to say anything more than that because we've got that signed parental advisory, explicit content. We want to know, all of y'all are commenting on the Super Bowl and Monique. I want y'all to comment on this because this is real life stuff. This is real life stuff. Right after this, we'll be right back. We're going to talk about this question. I want y'all to help us in understanding the duration of oral before you get to the nitty gritty. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. This is our question right here. How long is too long for oral before the nitty gritty? Now, I want to set this up. You got a solo screen for me? I want to set this up because I want to set this up. So here's the thing. So wait a minute, I don't have anything to set up. Don't worry about it, producer. I don't have anything set up. But this is the question. This is a question, and this is important because it's Valentine's month, right?
In a week,
it is going to be Valentine's Day. 7 days? What is today?
6.
8?
Come on now.
Okay, 6 days away. It's going to be Valentine's Day. So people are going to get together. They're going to love one another and be a part of one another. But there are some married couples and some older couples who they just wait to several days in a year to have sex. Birthday, each birthday, husband's birthday, wife's birthday,
Mother's Day, Father's Day,
anniversary, a women's more, and then Valentine's Day. So here's the question. Don't be shy to talk about this, y'all.
Don't get none on
We're getting back to being righteous, a little righteous, but we're going to be polite here on Conscious Fever. Question is, how long is too long for oral before the nitty gritty? Okay, Paul, let's talk about this.
All right, I'm listening.
We are not inexperienced individuals at the age that we are. How long is too long?
Too long.
We talked about, hold on, we asked somebody earlier. Hold on before you put that comment up. We asked somebody earlier and she said 5 minutes. And we talked about that. So we talked about that, right? And the comment was this. The response to her 5 minutes was that every woman, or can I call them movement? Because today it could be a woman or a man.
Wow.
Okay, so let's just call them movement. Everyone believes that it's gonna happen quick. And a woman would say 5 minutes because she hopes that it's 5 minutes, because if it's 20 minutes, what does she say?
Too damn long.
Things begin to hurt, right? She said her mouth begins to hurt. Is that what she said?
Come on.
No, I'm just saying. So what I'm saying is that I'm not sure how real the 5 minutes is, because a woman would say 5 minutes because she wants it to happen quick and get all the cheers and say, hey, I made that happen. You've heard out in the streets, they say, oh yeah, I only needed 5 minutes with him. How long is too long? Let's look at some of the comments. Let's start with Mr. Taylor. Donovan Taylor. It varies, he says. Can be just a little to get it ready or take time to indulge. It's situational. What does Donovan mean by situational?
It depends. Okay, so first of all,
you're gonna have to explain that.
No, I get it. It's situational because if you're having a good time at anything, you're certainly not gonna stop. If the man is giving the woman oral and she's enjoying it, 5 minutes might be too short. You need to keep it going until as long as that, they're different from us. Like us, after 20 minutes.
Okay, so you're talking about the man on the woman now. Okay.
I mean, if a man's going down on a woman, you can go as long as your little tongue will let you, or your jaws, or whatever.
How long is too long, though, Paul?
I'm telling you,
the spot, brother.
I feel like I'll be suffocated after 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
After how long?
I'm gonna have to get some air after 20 minutes.
After 20 minutes? Okay.
That's way too long.
20 minutes is too long to be down there?
And somebody down on you after 20 minutes, if you ain't had nothing to happen to make you want to change positions, you just looking at, the back of somebody's head, probably thinking of something else.
But let's be honest. Okay, no. But
thoughts start jumping in your head if it's been 20 minutes.
Okay, but let's be honest about one thing, Paul. If there is, and I'm just going to try to keep this neutral, even though this is adult content. What if if that person is being extremely pleased, you don't want to get up, do you?
You may have to.
I know you may have to if you're suffocating, but I'm just saying you don't want to get up because you're just there thinking like, okay, I am hitting a home run with this, right? So, and if that takes, and so that could last to as much as 10, 20, 25, maybe 30 minutes.
I just, on the outside looking in, it seems like a lot of
that's an interesting phrase.
It just seems like a lot of preoccupation before the.
Let's look at some of these comments. These guys, I told you this was going to garner a lot of comments, Paul. So here's another one. Sexual promiscuity has made its way into studios throughout America. And then look. Alvin, we're going to get you for that. Okay. It's Valentine's month, man.
About promiscuity.
We're not talking about promiscuity and all.
Oh, another thing. Hold on. Another thing. Monique said. Nah, never mind.
No, go ahead, Paul. It's conscious fever.
She was talking about how when she was older, she was pretty much free, and she had sex with a whole bunch of people before she met her husband. And she basically said, "I wasn't a hoe. I just have friendly pussy."
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about with Monique. She can turn words around to make it sound. She at that.
It don't sound as
definition. Bad. Yeah, it doesn't sound as bad when she says it that way, but by definition, we know exactly what she was. Let me see another comment. To be real, a man wants it until completion. It's no time limit on it. LOL.
Well,
I don't know about that. With that. I don't agree about that. So earlier, a young lady told us. She said, so long as you complete it, then he's going to last longer. I think that's what I heard her say. So to be real, a man wants it until completion. There's no time limit on it. LOL. I'm not sure if I fall in that category, Donovan, but okay. Porn back in the day featured whites engaging in this sexual behavior and blacks seemingly frowned on this sexual practice.
Not anymore.
Practice? Yeah, not anymore, Alvin. Now you're telling your age. Yeah, not anymore. It's almost like you.
A guy told me Jimmy Young is Asian, but his dad's white, and he told me, he said, "Son, if you ain't licking your girl's pussy, somebody else will, and you will lose her." Did you hear me?
Hold on. I want to look at this comment. Hold on. You just said
18
your
years old.
friend says, "I'm dead. I know who that is too." LOL.
Okay, so listen, he said, Jimmy,
as fast as possible, laughing my fucking ass off. She said as fast as possible. See, that's my point. That's my point. What Sierra Lynn said, that's my point. Women want it to happen as fast as possible because then they can just say, okay, let me put that in my diary. 2 minutes on this one. That's the rationale. What were you saying, Paul? Yeah,
I'm saying my friend.
You've heard that, Brad.
My friend, a friend of mine that I grew up with, we was like 18. We was going to college, and he was basically like, this is what he literally said. He said, "If you don't lick a girl's pussy, somebody else will, and you will lose her." And that's what he told us at 18, going into college.
Well, I didn't know it was gonna get this explicit.
That's what he said. You told me that it was an adult show.
It is an adult show, but we don't.
That's what he said.
Talking slang and sex organs, but okay.
Okay,
no, it's okay.
I should use a different word.
I'm
just remember the quote.
What's a synonym for it?
Cunniling.
Vagination?
Yeah, cunniling. I'm not talking. That just.
You said what?
I know the scientific word. I'm not using that word. That sounds worse than the real language.
Greg Freeman says the Carl Stern show.
Yeah. See, you don't went overboard.
I haven't gone overboard.
We did. I told you.
No. We were just talking about it anyway.
No,
but how long is really too long? It's Valentine's. Next week is Valentine's. I mean, how long is it? It was embarrassing for black male and females to tell their closet friends that they engaged and performed oral sex on someone. Hey, you know what, Alvin? It used to be against the law. Remember, Paul? It was illegal. You don't remember the Georgia case in constitutional law?
I thought you meant, do I physically remember it being?
No. I know you didn't physically, but remember. But I'm just saying, the United States Supreme Court case. It was a sodomy case from Georgia, from Atlanta,
60s
places. It was not the 60s. It was like in the 80s, and a police officer caught two men engaged in sexual activity, and he arrested them because sodomy was against the law in Georgia at the time, and it made it to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, that's a violation of privacy, yada yada. And so all the sodomy, and Kentucky had all those statutes as well, and then all those laws fell off the book. But you said something that I was going to respond to. Now I forgot. But what were you saying that I missed when I was reading that comment?
I reset it.
You reset it. Okay. Too long is just too long. If you know, you know.
Oh, okay. I agree with that.
You agree with what? What does she mean by that?
I mean, when you go on too long, when you start, instead of worrying about finishing, you start counting the number of hairs on her head. It's too long.
Oh, wow.
He's
pretty explicit. You should be open and have an understanding with your partner to how best to please one another. Now, I agree with that.
Who said that?
Donovan Taylor said that. I agree with that, Don.
Have we had enough of this talking?
This is the rest of the show. Greg, why are you laughing so hard, man?
Just saying. This.
I know it's kind of odd. And I knew that this topic would be a little odd for Paul.
No, you just nasty.
No, I'm not. No. Why are you saying? I'm just man.
This is
hold on. Listen, I'm gonna tell everybody. Let me just
about politics.
Let me just tell everybody. Let me just tell everybody this about Paul. Paul,
conservative.
Is very conservative, very square at times.
Woo.
And he didn't want to have this but I told him it was February. It's Valentine's. Next week is Valentine's Day, which falls on a Wednesday. Right? Falls on a Wednesday. So next Wednesday is Valentine's Day. I said, we need to talk about it. He said, well, I don't want to talk about relationships. So this question actually, I heard somebody talking about it. How about that? Okay, and then we'll just leave it at that. So in any case,
you did pose the question to me at lunchtime, and I answered, and then all of a sudden,
counting the hairs on her head, I almost dropped my phone.
Oh, baby, we've been at this a while. You got about 3,000 hairs on her head.
Yeah, but it's. So can we put a time limit on it, Paul?
You really can't. You really can't.
I mean, why not?
Because it's just like, since we're being explicit, whenever you're in any spot, the
perpetrator wants it to go quick.
No.
Right? So they can cheer and say hooray, hooray.
If that's the end game, but the end game may not be to just get some oral stimulation, then you're done. So you're talking about two different situations. If you're talking about a situation where I'm just going to get an oral stimulation and we're done, yeah, 2 or 3 minutes is over. The person's happy.
2 or 3 minutes is way too soon.
Well, but I'm just saying, if that's the end game, yes. But if it's a situation where it's foreplay, then all these commenters are right. You don't know how long it'll take. You just know when it's time to switch spots.
Okay. It depends on your actions, LOL. Put that up. It depends on your actions, LOL, how experienced you are. Is something going on the Belvedere?
Always something.
We've got music. We're in music in the studio here. There's no time limit. Yeah. I mean, I agree. And the question really did not suggest that there was a time limit.
Have you ever had a time limit to where somebody says, I got to stop?
Does this discussion include gays or opposite sexual partners? Alvin, it includes anybody who engages.
Carl,
how about that?
So you ever been in a situation where somebody
come on, well, be careful now.
I'm trying to
okay, well, you said it. You said this is an adult show, so just let it out.
I'm just trying to get you to the question of have you ever had to just stop?
Ever had to just wait a minute? I don't like the way that question came out.
Okay, sorry.
What do you mean, me stopping?
No,
or somebody else stopped it?
Yeah, somebody else.
Okay. Have I ever had the chance where I just said cease? That's it.
Yeah.
I think we all have.
So that means it's gone too long.
No, it just
Yeah.
means that it could mean that you're now extra excited that you want to get to the next level.
Okay.
It could mean that.
Okay.
I don't think. I guess when we talk about this, we want to speak for ourselves. But I don't think.
Could mean the kids busted up in the room, right?
I think 15 minutes is great. Oh, and I froze. Okay, so y'all gonna have to hear me just into that one part. Okay, but I think 15 minutes is probably the average time, people. I'm just gonna tell y'all, and I guess nobody wants me to talk about it because they just froze me. But anyway, Paul.
Every time we have a controversial topic, your computers lock up. I think that. I think somebody's looking down on your show and be like, "Oh no, hell no!" Click, click.
But Paul, continue to let
No.
No. You continue to enlighten us.
Enlighten you with what? The question was, how long is too long? I think we beat that to death. You got the camera on me trying to make me feel uncomfortable because you know this ain't a topic. Because anybody could be watching. What if my kids was watching? Now I got to explain why I'm talking about this stuff. At the end of the day, I think all your commenters right. Get the camera off me, Carl.
I think.
Good way to close this out. Then I do hear that jazz music. Is that jazz?
Yeah, I think it's out on the Belvedere. So let's just do this, Paul, because I think that I don't have a camera. Yeah, let's just go to our last commercial, then we'll be back, right, Paul? Then you gonna close us out, okay, with this topic. We'll be right back. Conscious Fever.
Just start back up. All right.
Take us off. Take us off of that. There you go, Paul.
All right, we're back. So at the end of the day, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win 38-21. Monique was definitely wronged, and 20 minutes is too damn long. So that's how you're going to end your show. And I'm sorry your camera's frozen. And I know you got a lot to say.
Froze for a reason.
Yeah.
It probably froze for a reason because
you don't cross the line.
I ain't crossed the line with
from
15
being a
minutes. I was on 15 minutes.
rated PG show talking about politics to just crossing over into porn. That's all right.
Hello, Frank Clay from Kansas City, Missouri.
Ask him how he feels about the. He probably is going to root for Kansas City. It's not a.
Frank, how long is too long? Put Paul back on that picture so we can see where.
On what picture?
So Frank.
Oh,
can
good.
see.
I'm frozen too. Good.
No, you're not frozen.
Oh.
Go ahead. Put Paul back on that picture. Okay. Move that. Okay, Frank. What's your comment on that, Frank? If Frank Clay, if you can hear us, what is your comment on that? I'm trying to get your comment. How long is too long for oral before the nitty gritty as we enter Valentine's Day? Okay, maybe we'll get a song. But anyway, Paul, we are
camera froze.
No, huh? Paul is the NFL rigged. This is so corny. So
NFL's not rigged. Who thinks it's rigged?
No, he's asking you.
No, it's not.
Basically, what Alvin is saying.
No, it's not.
Get off of that topic. Let's talk about something else. Alvin, we are going to oblige you because we are on our way out of here. Paul, can you lead us out? It is 9:54.
All right, thanks for having me on Conscious Fever. Again, Kansas City is gonna win the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is just too unstoppable. Monique was wrong. I don't care what nobody says. She was wrong. The lady was paid $50,000 on a movie that made $47 million, and then they asked her to do extra work for free. She ain't got to do that. And then they blackballed her because she wouldn't do it. I guess. It's hard. It's hard. It's true, but it's hard to tell people to just move on and get over it when it wasn't you who was wrong. So I feel her on that. So, and then finally, 20 minutes is too long. All right.
Wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Bye. Good night, everybody.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh yes it is. Then I go to my brother. And I say, brother, help me please. But he wind up knocking back down on the knee. There've been times that I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able, Father, to carry on. And it's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it is. Yes it is. Yes it is. Said I know that a change is gonna come one day. I know a change gonna come.